Who knew in June we would still be talking about Oklahoma in 2025 recruits because Oklahoma got some big news yesterday, and really not just Sooner fans, but the state of Oklahoma, because a potential five-star quarterback is moving into the state of Oklahoma and is going to play at Carl Albert High School. And for those of you that do not know the impact and the significance of this, Oklahoma in 2025 was already going to have a really deep class for the state. And now you add in a potential five-star quarterback by the end of the 2025 cycle. Right now, he's currently ranked a four-star. Hey, if you're Oklahoma, you're excited about the future, and you're excited about the future of Kevin Sperry and the relationship that he's going to have with Brenton Venables, the Oklahoma Sooners, and potentially Jeff Lebby by the end of the cycle. But guys, I want to hear from you. Go ahead and jump down in the comments below and let me know what y'all's thoughts are. Are you tuning into a Carl Albert High School football game this year? Because I was texting Jay over at Unfair Sports, and I said, how many games we go into this year? We already had one on the slate. Might be going to a couple more. But if you guys saw the news yesterday, and multiple sources were able to put this one together, but Brandon Drum over at OU Insider Rivals definitely put up a better, more complete story on how the Sperrys ended up in Oklahoma. But Kevin Sperry and his family are moving to Oklahoma, and it sounded like they wanted to get a little bit away from the campus, but still be close enough to where they could drive up there. And ultimately, it looked like their decision was going to be down between Mustang and Carl Albert. Now, the timeline was, later after the season. Then it was like supposed to be later this summer, and then it happened now. So you got to jump over to OU Insider. You got to read the full article about it. But we got to talk about the impact and the significance of this, because one, now Kevin Sperry is able to attend more camps. He's going to be able to unofficial a lot more, and he's going to be able to spend a lot more time with Jeff Lebby, and he's going to be able to recruit this class a whole lot better. And that's kind of what I want to focus on a little bit. So not only is Kevin Sperry going to be playing with an OU an OU target running back, and Xavier Robinson, who's still not committed. Well, Kevin Sperry can try to get him committed now, but he's also going to be playing with a four-star cornerback or wide receiver, Tristan Haynes. He's going to be playing with another guy in Marcus James, a athlete out of Carl Albert High School. And he's going to be playing with Tyrone Washington, another wide receiver, cornerback, however you want to use him. And Carl Albert has some talent there. Let's just put that out there. Carl Albert has talent. I will say this. The impact of the recruiting goes, I think, a little bit beyond the state of Oklahoma, because, yes, he's going to be able to, I think, spend a little bit more time with guys like CJ Nickerson or Jaden Nickens, the wide receiver over at Millwood. CJ is up in Weatherford, Oklahoma. He's going to be able to spend time with guys like that, maybe even try to flip a Nate Roberts from Notre Dame, who just recently committed there the past weekend. But when you have guys that are visiting on campus for the 2025 cycle, which is going to be important because that's going to be Oklahoma's second year in the SEC. So anytime that a top target for Oklahoma, maybe like a Jordan Davison from Modern Day, a five-star running back currently in the 2025 cycle, is in Norman, hey, Kevin Sperry is going to be out there, and he's going to be able to make that pitch as well, and he's going to be able to try to convince kids to be there. Obviously, I'm talking about a running back. When you look at the other running back targets, it's going to be Riley Wormley as well. I think that's going to be one that Kevin Sperry and the staff definitely try to take. Additionally, he's going to be looking at a lot of these wide receiver targets. So you had Isaiah Mosey on campus on the 9th with Williams Winery and Jamar Mosey. So Isaiah Mosey, the four-star wide receiver out of Lee Summit, Missouri, looks like that's becoming a pipeline for the University of Oklahoma. That's a target. You've also got DeCorian Moore and Andrew Marsh, two more targets for the four-star quarterback who originally was from Texas, now going to be at Oklahoma. So you look at these targets like Jaden Nickens, right? I can't forget to put Jaden Nickens or Adrian Wilson in there. You look at all these targets that Oklahoma's looking at the raw wide receiver position, and they already have Grayson Harris committed. If they take four wide receivers, which I think that's what you expect, about four wide receivers, then Kevin Sperry's going to want to be there every step of the way to get his teammates or get his future teammates involved in a part of this class. That's really just how important this is. Continuing to look at the 2025 class, you got Jonte Newman out of Cypress, Texas. He was a guy that recently earned an offer and was camping with Oklahoma. You got Michael, and I'm going to say this last name wrong. I think it's Fasusi, the 4-star offensive tackle, top 50 player in the country. He's got over 31 offers at the moment. Those are the guys that Kevin Sperry is going to be actively there recruiting anytime they're up at Oklahoma. They're going to be able to attend the football games, which I think the Sperrys need to be getting in on that right now, because with us going to the SEC now, might not be a whole lot of tickets left, but you guys kind of catch the drift of, I think, how important Kevin Sperry coming to Carl Albert High School to play in the state of Oklahoma is going to be. Because at the end of the day, he's going to be able to recruit at a high level alongside Jeff Lebby, Brent Venables. And I also think this is important. When there's dead periods and the staff's not able to be communicating with the targets, a guy like Kevin Sperry can. And a guy like Kevin Sperry can keep momentum going for Oklahoma. And now you got a guy in your backyard, in your corner, who right now, let's pull him up, like I said, is a 4-star quarterback. Should have had this pulled up for you guys. Yeah, Kevin Sperry is a 4-star quarterback and the 229th ranked player. He might not be a KJ Lacey that's committed to Texas, but he's a guy, when you listen to Teddy Lehman on the radio or on the Oklahoma Breakdown, he talks about how talented Kevin Sperry is, which to hear that coming from a guy like Teddy Lehman, who usually is a little bit more reserved on the recruits, it's, that tells you something's there. That tells you something about this kid is special. And so, yeah, by the time Kevin Sperry in 2026 could potentially be a starter, because I don't think he plays in 2025, I think you see Kevin Sperry take over that starting job for Jackson Arnold when Jackson Arnold goes to the league. And it's just that simple. And I think Kevin Sperry could potentially be one of the next Heisman winners at the University of Oklahoma. If you guys follow me on Twitter, and I'm sure you guys follow the Brandon Drums and the Parker Thunes, and you guys have seen the throwing motions, because we posted videos of Kevin Sperry throwing the ball at these Brent Venables camps. Although he has things in his mechanics that he needs to work on, you still look at it and go, it's a solid quarterback. And then his younger brother, Rozzy, who I think a lot of people are missing, by the way, class of 2027, he's going to be in the state of Oklahoma as well. Now, it's not always a given that the brother will always end up at the school. But I will say it definitely puts Oklahoma in a better position, because Rozzy could be their next takeover for Kevin Sperry when Kevin Sperry potentially moves to the next level. So Kevin Sperry transferring to Carl Albert High School. Big win for Oklahoma Preps high school football. And it's something that a lot of Oklahoma fans, I think, are going to be excited about. And it's going to be something that I think a lot of Oklahoma fans will tune out for and show out for. Carl Albert, going to be a lot of fun. Guys, jump down in the comments below. Let me know what y'all